What's up, guys? Brett Mix here, Macho Wrestling 101 for the Smackdown review, December the 8th, 2023, from Providence, Rhode Island. This is the 21st annual tribute to the troops. Progressive presents this. We have Orton in the Bloodline tonight. He tags with LA Knight to take on the Bloodline. We got CM Punk showing up. What's up, everybody? I'm Brett Mix, Macho Wrestling 101. Hit like and subscribe if you like my videos. I stay up to date with these events, and plus I'm doing the Monday Night Wars right now, and I'm having a blast. So I do history of wrestling videos every day. But let's go, and without further ado, let's take up the Smackdown review right now. Again, it's the 21st annual tribute to the troops. And we got Kevin, Patrick, JBL, and Cole on commentary. JBL and Cole both say that they've been a part of all of the 21. USA chants fill the crowd. They sing America the Beautiful. And tonight we got first round matches in the number one contendership to face Logan Paul for the US title. It's Orton and LA Knight versus the Bloodline as well. So they started off with Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee. Santos Escobar and Dragon Lee should have a good match because they've both been having bangers lately. Dragon Lee with a running Hurricane Rana and a somersault plancha over the rope. Dragon Lee with a high kick and then springboarded in, then hit another high thrust kick to Dragon Lee. Santos Escobar comes off the ropes with a neck breaker. I'm just happy Santos isn't talking again this week. I just don't think that when they talk with the LWO, it flows very well. Thank God it's a wrestling match. Santos Escobar charged towards him, but Dragon Lee elevated him to the apron. Dragon went for a Hurricane Rana on the apron. Santos Escobar countered it into a powerbomb right on the apron floor against Dragon Lee. Worth noting that Dirty Dominic Mysterio is at ringside. Dragon Lee fights back during the break and a drop kick to the corner. He put him away with this big super kick and then a super kick to the head by Santos Escobar. A Falcon Driver attempt instead of a powerbomb with a sit-out powerbomb. Dragon Lee with a thrust kick to the head of Santos Escobar right in front of Dirty Dom. The fans chant, "We want mommy." Escobar hits a Falcon Driver and wins at a TV time of 8:34. That's including a commercial. So, good tournament match here. Dirty Dom shows his title to Dragon Lee after when he lost the match. I rated that match 3 stars. Cody Rhodes then came out, and the fans are chanting Cody, even though he's a part of Raw. He says, "What do you want to talk about?" Like always. And I guess that's all it takes for Raw superstars to jump to SmackDown if they feel like it, because that's the excuse Cody Rhodes gave. He says he can stand in this ring and the American Dream can stand resolute because of their service, and introduces the United States Army drill team to do some rifle drills on the stage. Brad Nessler of CBC Sports joins the commentary booth. Then they take a look at the video package of the past tribute to the troops. Then we have another tournament match in the first round. It's Lashley versus Karrion Kross in the quarterfinal match. The winner of this faces Santos Escobar in the semifinals. Lashley, Austin Theory takes on Kevin Owens in the other bracket, and then the other Grayson Waller takes on the NXT star in the other bracket. Lashley versus Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross has got Scarlett. Kross beat on Lashley in the corner into a Foles Nelson into a Hurt Lock attempt by Lashley to counter. The fans chanting for Bobby. Lashley on the outside hits a running shoulder block and then a belly-to-belly overhead suplex. Lashley with a standing vertical suplex. Lashley with Kross. He drops down with a knee lift by Kross. He runs into a powerful spine buster, but Lashley comes out with a spear and the victory. I rated it 1.25 stars. Lashley moves on in the tournament. He'll take on Santos Escobar in the semifinals. Whether that's next week or the week after, we'll have to wait and see. I don't think it'll be on main event. So yeah, 1.25 stars for that match. Backstage, Bayley apologizes to Damage Control. She is told to stay back, though. We are told next week we're going to get Owens in Theory, that quarterfinal match, and also Grayson Waller and the NXT star in the tournament next week. We're also told that the Tribal Chief is going to show up next week. Roman Reigns is going to appear on SmackDown, so that should be a must-watch episode. Up next, we have CM Punk's return to SmackDown for the first time in 10 years. He's wearing a shirt that says Hell froze over. CM Punk says he's not going to get this time cut off so they can chant all they want. Because playing back to Monday Night Raw when he had the fans chanting his name and he had to cut them off. And that was too bad because he had a lot to say. But again, time restraints. So Adam Pearce is trying to sign him to Raw. But Punk then gets to take a journey and says he's going to leave it up to the fans. He then asked the crowd, as if it was a poll. He said, He said, "Do you want me to appear on Raw?" The fans didn't cheer. Then he said, "SmackDown." The fans cheered. I think it'd be way better on Raw, but we'll see what happens. He says, "How would you like it if CM Punk won the Rumble?" And the fans are they go explode. CM Punk wants to main event WrestleMania. It's not what he wants, it's who he wants. So he said, "Who should we talk about?" Punk brought up Roman Reigns and says, "Don't forget who's the original, the OG for Paul Heyman's guy, the wise man." He said he was a wise man first for him. Then he mentions Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes. He mentions Kevin Owens. And he was mentioning all these guys on the mic. He even mentioned JBL welcoming back with open arms, except for one guy, Seth Rollins. He said, "Sing his song. That's about all he's got." That was a burn. Punk has to talk about it if he's going to Raw, and will show up on that night to finish his story with main eventing WrestleMania. But no matter who he signs with, that's going to be decided this Monday Night Raw. So this Monday Night Raw, we got Punk signing his contract, and we got Roman Reigns on SmackDown. So next week should be a really good, definitely a good week of shows for WWE. So Punk, that promo wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. It was definitely way better than the Raw promo. He mentioned a lot of names and looked confident in doing so, and that's the thing. If he's confident behind the microphone and he's having a good time and he's hitting his notes, that's all it takes for me. I'm not expecting every time CM Punk to do a pipe bomb and people get unrealistic expectations because of it. I'm not into that. Charlotte comes out next, and I just hate the "All Hail the Queen." It's so cringe in her entrance theme. Maybe it's just because I'm not a Charlotte Flair fan. I think she's a good worker, but I'm not a fan. Charlotte drops Asuka, and then a cartwheel, and then a clothesline, and a near fall. The 14-time champ took it to Asuka on the outside. Charlotte drops Asuka on the barricade wall. Charlotte then with a moonsault to the outside takes Asuka into the ring post. Charlotte bridges inside the ring, and Bayley gets involved with Charlotte. And Asuka now gets the quick schoolboy. And Charlotte is pinned by Asuka. Because Bayley got involved. So Asuka won the match. I gave it a star and a 3/4. Just because the in-ring work was good for the limited time it got. Most of the matches on the night felt rushed. So not sure where they're going along with this whole Bayley thing, but it looks like it's going to play out for a while as it's moving at a snail's pace, but that's okay. Cody Rhodes chats with CM Punk backstage. Rhodes says it's interesting that Punk's story requires him to win the Royal Rumble, but says he's glad to see him again and calls him a friend before they shake hands. Back from a commercial, we get a video package of the United States Championship Tournament. LA Knight and Randy Orton are backstage, and CM Punk isn't far behind. Punk wishes them good luck and leaves. And Orton asks LA Knight if he's ready to go, which, of course, he says, "Yeah." I can't do it really good, but he says, "Yeah." Solo Sikoa and Big Jim Uso take their entrance to send us to the break. When we come back, we got the main event between LA Knight and Randy Orton for Solo Sikoa and Jim Uso in the Bloodline. Orton and Uso to start. Randy backs him into the corner, stomping away with right hands and a bunch of punches. LA Knight comes in, and the babyfaces aren't sure who wants to be the legal man. Uso comes back in and gives Orton a shot. Back from another commercial, suplex by Uso. Both men were down and out on the mat. A swinging neck breaker, putting the boots to Sikoa and into the corner by LA Knight. Solo rebounds with running interference, and a belly-to suplex puts LA Knight down. LA Knight wants to tag Randy, but the Uso and Solo are preventing it as a running hip attack from Sikoa. Knight creates an opening, diving bulldog. The path is clear, and then the tags are made. Randy is in with a hot tag, and he hits lariats. He clears the apron. Knight with a drop kick through the ropes. A scoop slam is hit. Uso Drake pulls him to the mat. Orton blocks in front to the desk and smashes his face into it before hitting the back suplex into the announce table. Hanging DDT follows. Randy goes to that special place, but Sikoa cut him off and lays punches in from the standing. He was thinking Samoan Spike, but LA cuts him off with a DDT and a BFT attempt, and he was reversed while Orton is there. Orton wins by pinfall with an RKO from Orton to Jim Uso right after that. Post-match, Orton raises Knight's hand, and they pose. I give that tag match 2 stars and 3/4. And so, I gave this quality show, because of the tribute to troops, a passing grade, but I'll only give it a 5.5 out of 10. Because of what they did for the troops, I think it was a good episode. It wasn't deep on storytelling other than the Punk portion of the show. The tag match was decent but forgettable. The Charlotte and Asuka match was just a few minutes. Even the tournament matches felt rushed because, well, they were rushed. That's your SmackDown review for 12/8/23. Make sure you catch my Raw review this Monday the 11th to see where CM Punk signs. Thanks again for subscribing to my channel. If you already have, consider doing that as I go back to the Monday Night Wars review right after this. And I'll review random pay-per-views at the same time, not just the old Raws and Nitros. So stay subscribed and notified. I'm Brett Mix. Thanks for watching this week's SmackDown review, and I'm out.